Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Michael Purvis, and I'm going to be doing my presentation today on Bethesda and how they produce the best single-player games. So, for some of the games that they create or that they made, um, was the Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind that came out in 2002, Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion that came out in 2006, Fallout 3, which came out, I believe, in 2008, Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim, which came out in 2011, Fallout 4, which came out in 2015, and then the most recent one, which was Doom, which came out in 2016. So here's why Bethesda is so good at making single player games. Um, According to criticalhit.net, Bethesda has said that single player games are not dead. Um, in fact, they couldn't be more alive, as they are starting to create games like The Elder Scrolls 6, which we aren't sure when it's going to be coming out, along with their new game called Starfield, which I haven't heard much about, but I'm pretty sure that's going to be also a single player game. Um, they also um, they also have a good reputation for single player games. Um, Usually, when they make a single player game, um, it's very story driven. The main story is going to be really good. Um, they've also been given really good scores. The majority, not majority, but many of their games have been given really good scores um, by some game critics. Um, One of those is Metacritic, which gave them many of their games a really good score. Um, and some of the online games that Bethesda has produced have not received as good of scores. So for some of their scores, Morrowind received an 89, um, Oblivion received a 94, Fallout 3 received a 91, Skyrim received 94, Fallout 4 received an 84, and Doom received an 85. And that's some of their um, better known single player games. Um, in terms of their online games, which are one of them's like an MMORPG, which is Elder Scrolls Online, that received a 71 on Metacritic, and then one of their more recent games, which is Fallout 76, actually only received a 52 on Metacritic. Um, so yeah, there's a bit of a gap there between their better single player games and also their online games that they've tried to go into a little bit over the last few years. Um, so yeah, um, Bethesda is one of the most well known studios that create video games. There are other like Rockstar that create like really good has a single player campaign like GTA, the GTA series, or the Red Dead series. Um, but those aren't true single player games. They have a big aspect of online, um, which is where those game series make a lot of their money is their online aspects, especially in the GTA series. Um, to go back to Bethesda though, um, they've made they've tried making online games like Elder Scrolls Online and Fallout 76, but in some cases, um, with both of those games, they both didn't live up to the expectations that Bethesda holds to their games. Um, I've played both. I played both actually right around launch time. Um, I've also looked up reviews about both of these games around launch time. And the Elder Scrolls Online, when that first came out, there was a lot of bugs. Servers weren't that great. Um, people would people would just get disconnected from the game occasionally. Um, and then I also played Fallout 76. And that came out recently as well. Um, and I've played that a little bit. When I first started playing it, servers weren't that great. Um, I would occasionally just get dropped out randomly in the middle of like a mission or something like that, which was annoying. Um, both of these games had a lot of excitement for them. A lot of people are looking forward to them, but I just think that they might have pushed them a little too quick, and it caused like the bugs, and also there's a little bit of a lack of content at the beginning, to kind of hurt the overall feel of the game. Um, but yeah, some of the reviews, to go back to their single player game, why I think they're the best single player, is that their best rated games that they have, they're solely single player. There's not even really much of a co-op aspect to them. They're all solely single player games that you're supposed to play by yourself, for the story, for the graphics, which have gotten better over the last many years, um, and also just the gameplay in general. So yeah, since Morrowind came out in 2002, which is over the last 17 years, um, Bethesda's been making games, and really the fact that they've been making games for so long, um, shows that they've been able to adapt as a as a studio. Um, they change with the times. They improve their graphics, but one of the big things that they do with their more successful solo or single player games is they stick to their core values of a single player game. They don't try to make things different with like adding like, oh, you're gonna play with a random person in a random mission, kind of like what Red Dead does in single player sometimes, or like with their online. Um, you can play by yourself, but you sometimes also have to do a mission with a random person. Um, there are other companies like um, Nintendo with like other games like that, or studios like that that um, make like the Mario games and other things like that. But some of those games um, have a co-op aspect to them, which doesn't make which isn't a solely solo player game, which is why I think for the game industry, for a single player game, for the story, the gameplay, and the overall feel of the game, the overall um, gameplay itself, I think that Bethesda makes the best single player games. Thank you.